it's Anna Tin-Bensel. I am a certified blockchain developer and a certified cryptocurrency auditor. And today I want to talk to you guys about like an intro to Metaplex JS SDKs. So if you do not know what an SDK is, it's a software development kit, SDK, S for software, D for development, and K for kit, which in JavaScript context often means a library for interacting with specific like REST API. And for those of you who don't know the difference between an SDK and an API is like a set of libraries that make up a core language that you can like work with out of a box, whereas like an SDK is a development kit that kind of facilitates the usage of an API. So, I mean, conceptually, both are a way for your program to interface and control with resources provided by another piece of software. That's just kind of the basic summary. And I know everyone here, or well, most people that watch my videos know about NFTs. I mean, they've been all over the news. They're kind of infiltrating everyone's world. For those of you who don't know about Metaplex, Metaplex is an on-chain NFT framework that lets artists and creators launch their own self-hosted NFT storefronts pretty quickly. The platform is actually really cool because it provides like an ultra-fast NFTs like sets or groups with really low minting fees, and it is on within the Solana framework. So I haven't seen any videos about this yet particularly, so I wanted to go ahead and kind of go through like the dev docs about like the Metaplex like introductions. So I wanted to start here with Virtual Studio Code, and what basically this Metaplex JS SDK library will allow us to do here would be to load and decentralize accounts, create transactions, and run actions like mint an NFT, create an auction, etc. So first you want to make sure that you actually have Node.js installed and also Yarn. And I also want you guys to keep in mind that this is still very new. So I think right now it's like version for Node.js, it's version 14.17.0. But if you're doing this and it's, you know, even a month down the road and you're realizing that it's like not working, there's going to be a lot, you know, it's still in development. So it's very likely to change, or like bugs or behavior changes may surprise you. So without further ado, I made a folder on my desktop called Metaplex, and we're just going to go through an introduction and some examples. I'm not going to run anything today just because I want to try to keep this as punchy as possible, but I can go through a more in-depth video on how to run it and how to set it up on the user-facing side as well. This is more of like the back-end development side. And I'm going to break these up into different kind of bites. So we're going to start here with doing an npm install. Let's see. So we're going to do npm, all caps, install. And it's going to be Metaplex /JS. So you're going to run this in your terminal command line within Virtual Studio Code. And it's going to take a minute for this to load. But then we're going to go through, once it does, you can see it pop up here, the node modules, the node vulnerabilities, and then you're going to see the packages here. You don't have to do anything with these for this purpose of, you know, for just doing this project, but it's important to set these up now for when we do user-facing interfaces and such. So I'm going to go ahead and just write a, we're just going to say Metaplex.js. And the .js, if you've seen my JavaScript video, just means JavaScript file, so it knows what file it's going to be reading. Okay, so let's get started on this. So for me, this would be the first request. So basically this following code snippet is like the most basic one you can use to get metadata information from the library. So we are going to start here with an import and some curly brackets and do connection, programs, and then it's going to be from at Metaplex /JS, and I actually want to put these in quotes, single quotes, everybody, single quotes. We don't want it to print Metaplex JS. Okay, so then next we're going to make const metadata, and then another set of curly brackets. Oops, not an array. Curly bracket. Oh my gosh. And then have that equal programs. Next, we want another const connection. Get a new connection in there to the dev nut. All right, and then we're going to do another one for the token public key. And for this, we're going to use this one. Okay. Then we're going to use a run. Oops. And an arrow with some curly brackets. And we're going to use a try. Const owned metadata. Metadata load. And then, oops. Public, token public key, sorry. Okay. So basically we're trying to pull the metadata information. So we're going to do a try, and then if it comes back, we'll use a catch console and then say something like failed to fetch metadata. So let's do actually a console log owned metadata. So here, now this is where we're going to put our catch in here. This is the arrow it'll throw. Console. Also, I'm so sorry, you guys. I have had the flu plus food poisoning, and my nose is still super stuffy, and everything is still super foggy. I don't have nearly as much energy as I normally do. So just wanted to apologize about that in advance. If you're like, why is her voice sounding like that? There we go. So that would be like pulling the first request. And if you run it, you'd get a response that would be like public key, and it would give you the BN info. Would be like the data, the owner, and it would just like have basically the metadata on it. So I'm actually gonna write here. Because I want to break this down in a couple of bite-sized pieces. So that would give you that information. If you want to know how to retrieve data by other programs, you can see my goals coming up here. Hi. Similarly to metadata, you can get like deserialized accounts for Metaplex entities like account, metadata, auction, vault, auction manager, store. and it might look something like await account type load. Oops. Oh my goodness. Connection pub key. And then we could go into something new. So let's say you want to get, let's break it down into entities. Okay. Entities. That'd be import. And obviously I'm not doing these on like separate documents because I just am showing you guys these things. And we're going to do the same thing from above here. So getting that information from that package that we originally installed from Metaplex JS. Perfect. And go with curly bracket, Metaplex, another curly bracket, curly, this would be store, auction manager, I'm trying to think of what we'd need metadata, and that would be in a curly bracket as metadata. We do another one called auction, which would be another curly bracket called auction. And then we said we're going to do vault, which obviously you're getting the kind of gist. If it's going to be the name, we're going to do an uppercase of it. In the secondary curly brackets when the first one is in not uppercase. So that's going to be equal to programs. Okay. So now that we have this, let's make the same kind of thing with the connection. I'm actually just going to copy and paste it. Okay. So for metadata, you'd have, let's do a new line. Const metadata equals await. Metadata load. Connection. I'm trying to think. Oh, brackets, I think. Pub key. Yes, we know. Yes. And that's going to be the same for like auction and vault, etc. So that would be metadata. For auction, let's just go ahead and do it because I think it's just important to have out there. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Except instead of, and you'll see it in just a second, instead of metadata here, we're going to write capital auction. Da-dun-dun-da-da. And then down below again, we're going to do constant. Oop, this is going to be for vault. And we'll just copy and paste. Is this lazy programming? I don't know. You tell me. Remember, we want to start with the lowercase, and then we want to do the uppercase. Perfect. Okay, and then we would end it with something like const auction manager. Wait. Capital auction manager. Load. Connect. Ooh. Oh, maybe not. Yeah. Connection. Thank you. Obviously, we're keeping on that same. Okay. And so I'm going through my checklist of things I want to tell you guys. Then we'll do store. And then you're going to see this again. Okay. So that's kind of this basic intro to, trying to get this away, to the Metaplex JS SDKs. And we can go into some more examples, like how to get like a phantom wallet. So like Solana, like wallet, store, auctions, etc. And I guess we'll just jump into that now, because we are already talking about metadata and vaults and auctions, so we might as well just like keep on that vein, I guess. So let's start with wallets. So for a wallet, we would, listen, Linda, harsh in my vibe. This would be import, curly bracket, get phantom wallet. I'm just gonna make this smaller. And then it'll be from, and I don't remember, okay. I have my little, where to get things from. Oop, not Solana schema. Solana wallet adapter wallets. I actually want that in quotes. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So to connect the wallet in a browser, this is what you're going to have to do. We're going to have to do const wallet, get phantom wallet, parenthesis, const adapter equals wallet dot adapter, in parenthesis, semicolon, await adapter dot connect. And that's what you would have to do to get the wallet connected in a browser. Now, to get the wallet balance and lamp ports, that would be const balance, await connection. Oop. Oh yeah. Okay, I did that right. Connection dot get balance adapter. Oops. And I'm just going to write public key. So you're probably asking me, Anna, what about stores? So we're going to do an init store. There we go. So it'd be const store ID, whatever the store ID is, await actions init, lowercase init, please, store. And we're going to do a parenthesis and a curly bracket, connection and wallet, comma. And that would be that. And then to get an existing store ID, it would be const store ID, await store get PDA, public key as public key, I think it would be as any public key. It's any public, there we go, public Oh, there we go. I hate when I do that to myself. All right. So that would be to get an existing store ID. So let's go, where did I go up here? I started with metadata. So let's do getting store metadata. There's a couple ways we're going to break this down. So first we're going to have to load the store. I'm going to write that down. Load store. And that's going to be like a const store await store. Load. And you guys can find all this information, just like for the record, on docs.metaplex.com, and then it would be /SDK/JS/examples. I will put that in the comment section of this video just so you have this information and you could really just probably go through it yourself at your own time. You don't have to listen to my raspy white voice. Just so you guys know, kind of going forward, I like to keep all that information open for you guys. I just like to walk people through it and kind of try to explain it as I'm going along the way and hopefully explain things that you might not have previously understood. So that is, that's my inevitable goal here. Okay, so now that we've loaded the store, we would have to get the store data or get the store metadata. So that would be const store metadata, and then the await function while we request the metadata. Find many. And then we would need, okay, connection, comma, curly bracket. It's saying mint, public key. I don't want any of those, I don't think, because I just want creators, and then store creators, map, SC, and then that will give me, hopefully, SC data address. And I think that's all I want out of that. That is. And that's how do you get the store metadata. If you wanted to, let's say you wanted to get all of the like whitelist creators, which is important to a lot of people. Let's throw that in here. Oh my gosh, why are you doing that? Oh my gosh. Can you tell it's been a long day? So const creators, await, don't do a period after that, store, and then do get whitelisted creators. Connection. And that should be it. Add that at the end. And that's basically on the metadata for that. Let's just jump in and do like a get auction vault. And also one thing that's important is like get safety deposit boxes, not literally, but through vaults and like auction vaults. So we're going to start with getting auction vault. So that's going to be a const vaults await promise all auction managers. We're going to get the auction vault from map, and then AM, and we're going to do the arrow function. Oops, not the plus, or arrow operator. Load. And okay. So that is how you would get the auction vault information. So let's say safety. Okay, starting off the same way that we did before, we're gonna do vaults, map, V, and then go on the outside of these, the second part of the parenthesis, do another arrow, and then V, get safety. It would help if you spell it right. Let me just double check that this is what I think it is at the end. Yeah, okay, perfect. Oops. And then that would be for the safety deposit box from the vault. So that being said, so let's say you are, I mean, that's basically it for the vault, but let's say you're looking at an auction, right? And we've already talked about getting auction data and metadata up here. Let's say maybe you're like me, and when you are at an auction or doing an auction, I'm actually, just for fun, I'm bidding on 2 pieces of art at an estate sale right now, not actively, but like passively. You want to get up to the minute information. So maybe you want to watch the auction changes. So like something like a new bid. I'm not saying why I know this information. So, again, if you're like me, and this is something that you like to watch, this is how you'd write it. So you do auction key equals new public key, and then you would put in the public key. So like for an example, I would go here. I'm trying to copy one. Put in quotes, and then you're like, oh yeah, that was pretty solid, right? Like, you want connection, and then on account change, so you would just have that account up here, and then on account change, so like let's say there's a new bid, key, so you async the data. Oops. Equals new auction key data. Yeah. It's great. And I know someone's going to judge me out there and be like, Anna, why do you need to know this information? There are some people like me out there, okay? And like, do I want to know if I'm getting 2 real Monets? Yeah, I do. That's what I'm bidding on, in case anyone wants to know. There's 2 paintings that look like they're painted by Monet, and the pictures are not great, but it's on a reputable estate sale auction website. So, I mean, do I want to know if they're real? Yeah. Am I going to maybe try to outbid someone the minute that they bid? Absolutely. This is going to be your best friend. If you are maybe someone who has a lot of anxiety, which I also do, Maybe this isn't something for you, but that's how you would do it. Now, let's say you are the person trying to figure out how to get the bidder metadata, like, for example, to display the bids instead of just like being outbid. We would write something like const bidder metadata await and then auction map a arrow a dot get bidder metadata connection. And that's how we would do that. And you want to add a semicolon down there. So that would just get like the bidder metadata, display bids, etc. So that is actually where I'm going to leave this for today, so I don't make this video too long, because I am talking a lot, I understand, but this was just to kind of get y'all into understanding the Metaplex JS SDKs. Again, you can find all this information online. I am just presenting it to you in a way I hope that makes it easier to understand. You can kind of follow along, and I know that they have stuff there that you can copy and paste. This is just what I would use for that. And if you guys are interested in a more user-facing like video, like a Metaplex storefront, we can talk about that and kind of do like an introduction, installation, how to create them, how to sell them, how to deploy stuff. So I can make that on another video. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.